Hey, this is Amy with Flower Moxie, and I wanted to address a question that we get asked a lot, which is DIY difficult? Is it hard? And that's a really good question, and I want to answer it in the most transparent, honest way possible. So, the definition of difficult is something that takes a certain level of skill, expertise, time. If you follow recipes, they're really good about telling you if it's for beginners or for experts. And I think that's the greatest analogy I can give. DIYing your flowers isn't necessarily difficult or hard, but it is a lot of work because being a florist is a real job. I was a florist and a wedding planner for 14 years, and I can truly say that it is very much a real job. And so if you want to DIY your flowers, the reason why there is so much savings in doing that is because you're gonna take on the role of being a florist for a few days. And what that means is you need to have a few days off work, you need to have some helpers to help you put this all together. And it is a lot of fun and it is a lot of work, but it's not necessarily difficult. So the best analogy that I can use for this is twice baked potatoes. So twice baked potatoes is, if you haven't had them, they're absolutely amazing. But it's not that it's hard to make those, but there is a sequence of steps that you have to follow, and it is a lot of work. But if you can read and you follow those steps, then within a few hours, you'll have some really amazing, cheesy, carby goodness. As opposed to macaroons. Macaroons, and I'm not talking about those coconut haystack shit shows. I'm talking about French patisserie macaroons that take a lot of skill. So you can find a macaroon recipe, but I guarantee you're probably not gonna hit it right out of the gate because that takes experience, a certain skill level, very specific equipment to achieve that. So when it comes to DIYing your flowers, the stuff that we're teaching, all the steps that we give, it's very beginner level. It is something that you can absolutely do if you're willing to follow our education and take the steps to get there. So I hope that provides some insight and you can decide if that's a good fit for you. What I encourage you to do, and I'm always talking about this, is go and practice. Go get some grocery store flowers, go forage some flowers, do a mock-up centerpiece, even if it's not what you want for your wedding. It will at least get your hands in it and you'll either feel oh, this isn't so intimidating, or oh, this isn't for me. So I'm not one to say that DIYing is for everybody, absolutely not. It doesn't apply to everybody's logistical situation, and it doesn't apply to everybody's personality. So someone who's very type A, very high strung, one who maybe doesn't have as much flexibility, it might stress you out because you have to be a little bit flexible with flowers. They're not man-made, so you kind of have to take what nature gives you. Sometimes they're substitutes. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're too laid back, if you're just gonna buy the flowers and then not go back and review the education that we provide you, then when you get your flowers in, you're gonna feel overwhelmed because you're not prepared. So if you can read, follow the directions, and you're committed to just going through that process, you're gonna have a fantastic outcome. And you can see that by the proof of what we post, what our brides and grooms do every single week. We have a channel dedicated, the Moxie Couple Instagram, where we just post our clients so you can see what they've done, and hopefully that will give you confidence and you can decide where you want to be with that. So thank you for listening. Thanks for hearing me out. And yeah, feel free to ask questions and visit our website, and always holler at us if you want to talk it through. Thank you so much.